video with us and also giving some insight into the discrimination or non-discrimination that exists in Sri Lanka. And as I mentioned in my initial speech, I told you that there are a few elements that you have to establish if you have to prove the genocide committed by the Sri Lankan army. That is the intent as well as the targeting a particular group of people from a racial basis or religious basis. Now, Mr. Senaka Rajapaksa from the Global Sri Lankan Forum Poland is going to talk about, explain you about some situations or incidents that took place in Sri Lanka, and then you can decide whether who is really responsible for genocide, whether the Sri Lankan army or the LTTE. You can see from the incident that he will show you now that the LTTE had the intention to kill the people, and they have targeted the Sinhalese people and Muslim people as their attacks. I will allow Mr. Senator to speak.
I go on. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Senator Rajapaksa. I live in Europe for the last 35 years. Let me explain a little bit, because my colleagues already told many stories about how and when and why it's happened. So I just grab few incidents from thousands. It goes back to 1985 when the LTTE opened fire at the temple of Anuradhapura Brahma Israel, Jayasimha Bodhya. That was a sacred site in Sri Lanka. The Liberation Tiger, Tamil Elam people came there, the tigers, and massacred all the devotees who were at this place praying to this sacred bow tree, and they killed all of them. Came by bus, and they wiped out all the devotees in that place. And the second incident, the Arantala massacre. That was 33 Buddhist monks who was going in a bus. They attacked, they killed, cold blood. They killed with the hammers and the swords and all these things. This is the second incident happened in 87. And the third one was the 1990. I am telling you only the biggest one. So they went inside the mosque, the Muslim mosque in Patankudi, and they killed 147 people at once. They were just innocent people who were in the in a prayer, and they killed them all. So this kind of these three incidents already took more than 250 people. These three incidents, and then when I go to the Kabaddi massacre, you know, the Kabaddi I was personally involved in that area rehabilitations that time. It's around 8 o'clock in the morning, my telephone rang up, and I took up, and then I heard from the other side screaming, "Please help us, please come as soon as possible." You know, I went in half an hour to that place. The bomb was blasted in 2 claymore mines was planted in the both sides of the road, where there was 64 innocent people who was traveling, mostly children, to get their polio vaccination from the hospital nearby. They were killed cold-blooded. I took at least 35 children, I remember. They were killed in an instant, and they had only little blood on their ears coming up. They were like the flowers. Because of the echo, they were killed. There were no even mat to lay the dead bodies. So we had to collect the neighboring villages, the mats, to keep the bodies. And we found one school in Capital Level, and we took those bodies to there. And those were the innocent. And now we are talking about genocide. Let me explain you this incident. I was there, and the same time, coming the other bus from Batticaloa, crossing this same area, carrying the Tamil civilians. And people were very angry. What we did, and we divert that bus to another road and save those Tamil civilians. And those are my personal experience. And people are now talking about so many stories. And then what happened? The central bank bombing. You know how many thousand people got injured? This was a huge bomb. The time came sometime when the parent wants to go to work. Every parents divide their journey in two separate vehicles. Why? Because they don't know when they come, who will come back home to live with their children. So those were the days. Now these people are completely forgot. I can tell you 1,000 things. I was really engaged in 2005 to 2009 in the government because we went from here, from Europe, without getting any salaries, any benefits to help the both sides. And we have seen the real picture of the war. When we liberated, when we rescued those Tamil, innocent Tamils from the jungles, they had only few inches of clothes in their bodies. Those people who are yelling here at the Sinhalese, as I came from, you know, I feel really sad because those people who were here selling those pictures in 1983 riots to get the refugee status. I was an official translator, interpreter for the German police for 18 years. So I have translated those bogus stories, hundreds. Because of their financial situation, we did not press them to go back. Because they are so poor, innocent Tamils who escaped, just like so-called escape, showing those photos, manipulating all these things, telling that Sri Lankans are, Sinhalese are killing the Tamils. Actually, 950 people died in that riot, as I know. 474 was from Sinhalese. Anybody talk about this? Nobody. They're just telling stories. Until we came to Europe, we just started counter-attack. And their story was going around the globe that Sinhalese was the, We used to go to school together. We play cricket, we play football, we did swimming, we jumped to the river, just make, fun together. We had no problems. Until this so-called liberation tigers came. What they liberate? They kill their own people. One of the best foreign minister we produced in Sri Lanka, Mr. Kaligama, was cold-blooded. And that could be their leader. He could be the Prime Minister of Sri Lanka. And they kill him. So, there was no genocide or so-called mass killings or purposely killings. I am one of the witness, living witness, that what I have seen. I want to conclude that because we don't have so much time. In 2010, just after the war finish, we found 54 families who were hardcore LTT soldiers or terrorists. Yeah? They were falling in love and they could not get married because it's not allowed. And we found them, we rehabilitated them. I was one of the witnesses, signed their marriage. We took them 54 families, 54 couples in one place in Punari. And we invited all the government top bodies to sign their weddings. As a witness, I was one of the witnesses. So I can show you 1,000 photos of those things. We did not come out with those things because we thought, okay, just leave it, because it's a headache for us and just leave it. But not that. Now they are demanding more and more and more and more. But true is not that. The true is that we did rescue them and their families from the clutches of bloody LGBT murders. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, Senator.